Hello, you've reached Gloria, and I am with Farmstead Talk, and I am here today with John from the Augustine Family Farms, and he is representing his state of Hawaii in this homesteading interview. So, thank you, John, welcome to the interview.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, absolutely, it's a pleasure. Would you like to share with the audience where they can find you on social media?
Oh, sure. We're pretty active on Instagram, so at Augustine Family Farm. And I also do have a website, augustinefamilyfarm.com. And I try to keep up with Instagram as best I can.
Okay, great. So tell me a little bit about yourself, your family dynamics, and where you're currently living.
Sure. So we're a family of five, and my wife and I, we have three little boys, age 5, 8, and 11. And we've got a little puppy dog as well. And we are on the island of Oahu in the beautiful state of Hawaii.
Nice.
And we're on the windward side of the island. So a little bit rainier over here, but a beautiful sunny day. We're right around Christmas time now. And it's about 82 degrees today. So absolutely beautiful.
Nice. So how did you end up there in Hawaii?
So we were living in Florida. Went to Florida State University, met my lovely wife there, and we happened to take a trip to the island of Kauai. My wife did a travel nurse assignment and loved every minute of the islands. We did move back to Florida, had our children, and we're close to family, and just kept saying one day we really, really want to get back to Hawaii. And I actually got pretty sick at one point in time, so my health took a turn. I got thyroid cancer. And so from that, I just decided that I wanted to live a much healthier life, and Hawaii seemed like the place to do it.
Yeah, it seems like it would be a great healing place. And so when you got to Hawaii, you were telling me about the program that you attended. So you want to share that with us?
Yeah, so talking with my wife when we were in Florida, I was working a desk job and kept telling her, I really want to be a farmer. I want to get back to the land. I want to get my hands in the dirt and do this thing for real. And she said, that's fantastic, but you have absolutely no idea how to be a farmer. So I said, well, that's true. So I Googled and I found a program called Go Farm Hawaii. So it happened to be in the state that I wanted to live in and raise our family in. And it's a year-long program that basically takes you through classroom studies and in the field studies. And you actually wrap it up doing your own CSA model, selling to about 15 different families and packaging the community-supported agriculture boxes and delivering them and getting it rolling. So you're basically farming as you get yourself out the door of the program. And you could really work your way into what's called the incubator side of things. And that's where I am now, which is for 3 years, I've got a plot of land and I can grow the farm business on that land. And so it really worked out beautifully for us, and we are actually farming.
So what would you say are the benefits of that program for you and your family?
Oh, well, we definitely wouldn't be farming without it. So for me, going from I was always gardening. So I had a great garden in my backyard, my grandfather's garden. But farming, especially on a commercial scale, was just like completely out of my league at the time. So just for me to have the support from all the University of Hawaii professors, we've got plant science and looking at the different pest management practices and organic growing measures and different things like that. So learning it all in like this drinking from a fire hose type crash course and getting into the soil and growing, and then having not only the infrastructure, but we have a tractor we could share, we have a BCS that we can borrow, we have a wash station, we have a cool bot. So we've got such great support to really, without too much money out of our pocket from the get-go of starting a farm, to just be really off and running. So it's really been incredible.
Yeah, what a great program that sounds. I mean, it sounds fabulous. I think I mentioned this before with you. Do you think, do you have to be a resident of the state in order to attend that program?
Well, I believe yes, you'd need to be for the year long that the program is, but I was not a resident coming in. So we actually had 3 garage sales and sold just about everything we owned and our vehicles and jumped on a plane. I pretty much started the program a few months after getting here. So, but for that time period, for the year that I was in the program, yes, you'd need to be here. And then if you want to roll into the incubator side of things, definitely you must be here.
But would you say that you were able to apply for the program if you weren't there yet? Like if someone was looking into going to that program and they're living in somewhere else in another state, would they be able to like enroll for that program and then move there?
No, no. Well, I actually called ahead of time and I told them I'm coming. And they said, well, it's not a guarantee that you're going to get into the program. And I said, uh-oh, I didn't know that. But we went for it anyway. And what they do is they have basically like a big old night where everyone will get together. And it's called Ag Curious. And they'll give you a rundown of what the program actually will be like, what you're looking at, you know, your commitment of time and what it's going to be like, the cost. The cost is very minimal. But so you have to go to that first night, and then from there you apply. And throughout the process, it's, pun intended, kind of weeding people out
Right.
Throughout the program. And there were about 7 of us from my cohort that graduated with the Certificate of Sustainable Agriculture from the University of Hawaii. And then we're able to apply for the incubator side of things and then start growing on our own.
So every time a new segment starts, how many would they take? 7 or 7 people?
I think it starts somewhere around 20.
Okay.
And then there it kind of whittles down.
I see.
Program.
What a fabulous program. Can you paint a picture as to what it looks like in that environment that you're farming on?
Oh, sure. So we're on shared land. So there's 128 acres back there in the town of Waimanalo, so a country town here on the island of Oahu. And we've got different ag plots. And so ours, we started with a 1/4 acre. We're up to about a 1/2 acre. And we grow in 100-foot rows by 30-inch. And we've got banana trees. We've got an aquaponics system that we set up. And we've got 3 hoop houses. So growing
cool.
Mixed vegetables and fruit trees, and we got it all out there except for animals.
And what type of growing methods are you using? I know you said you do the 30-inch beds. It's all above soil, right? It's like raised beds, but not in contained beds.
Yeah, so we'll make raised beds using the BCS, and then from there I use a tilt or two, and just planting right into the soil for the most part, growing just about 20 different mixed vegetables right now.
One of the things that you were telling me about before with growing in the soil with your environment, share about like the tents that you were telling me about before, about some of the challenges that you have with pests and things.
Yeah, so growing in Hawaii, it's beautiful. We have sunshine year round. It's pretty much summertime year round, but that also brings upon some challenges as well, because we don't have a winter to kill off a lot of the pests or the disease. So we do have a fruit fly here. So when it comes to growing tomatoes or cucumbers or squash or anything like that, we need to grow them behind protective screens. So that's why we built the screen houses, and anything like that will need to be behind that, or the fruit fly will sting it. It looks fine, but if you break it open, it's got all the worms in it. It's pretty disgusting.
That sounds like it would be quite the challenge.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
What about accomplishments? What would you say your biggest accomplishment is so far?
Well, I've wanted to really start working with the chefs at different restaurants, and we've really managed to build some great relationships with some of the area chefs. They've they've really just taken a love to this local food movement that we have out here, and just about anything that we're growing right now is sold. And to get our name on a menu has always been a goal of mine, so we've managed to do that. And
that's great.
Yeah, we've had a lot of fun working with the different restaurants and chefs.
That sounds like it's been working out very well for you. So with the program, it sounds really almost too good to be true. It sounds great. If there was any type of change that you would like to see with that program, what would it be?
Well, I think they're actually working on it right now. It would be access to land. So that's one of the biggest challenges here for farmers or just anyone in general on the islands. We have limited space, and land is so expensive. You're talking in the millions.
Right.
So there are state ag leases, which a lot of folks try to get a hold of, and you could get 30-year terms or longer. And the program itself has now been able to get a hold of some land of an old dairy, which is actually back behind where we are now. And they're talking of moving that towards an ag producer side of things. So even after the 3 years, which I am in right now, instead of us being completely on our own, there would be some additional time that we can go forward with some support of the same program, but with the rates that we could afford, to have some really quality land to grow on and bigger space as well. So I think they're really trying to take care of that right now. It's just coming about.
Wow. Yeah, I would imagine that it's very pricey living out there and hard to make it work as a farmer.
Absolutely. That's kind of our main concern right now, because we rent the place that we live in. We cannot live at the farm. And then we also lease the land that we're growing on as well. So not your typical farmstead type environment. And, our goal one day is to actually live on the land that we are farming.
Right. And I know that you were saying that most of the food products are shipped in to the islands, which then forces the price up of food. So the need for farmers there's a great need for that.
Oh, there's a huge need. Yeah. The market is incredible here as far as, growing and be able to sell. But yeah, there's a lot of stats out there when it comes to that we import about 80 or 90% of our food here on the island. So if the ships don't make it, we're kind of stuck. So we definitely need farmers. So
you're not a native of Hawaii. Where were you born?
I was born in New Jersey, so the Garden State.
The Garden State. So if you can go back to your roots, would you choose to farm there, and why? Why would you, or why would you not?
I really probably would not. I love Jersey. But I really feel like Hawaii is home for us now. I mean, my children have, especially my youngest, we've been here about 4 years now, and he was 1 when we moved here. He doesn't even know what shoes are anymore, and he's just we've really raised them here, and this is the home that they know and that they love. And I love just being outside all the time. The windows never close, and I've had my time of shoveling snow.
I hear you with that. So you say that religion or spirituality has played a role in your homesteading lifestyle?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. We're a Christian family, and especially when I went through what I went through with cancer, and it actually came back a second time. And when that happened, I just really leaned on God more than anything in my life, and just asked, like, I've got to make a change, and I've got to do it for myself and my family. And I really want to get back to the way things used to be. I think we had it right years ago when people were really more connected to their land, and working in the soil, and growing food, and forgetting about the pesticides and all the other things. And I just think life shouldn't be as complicated as we've made it. So I think God was sort of calling me to just simplify things and simplify my life, focus on family and just doing really what I've always wanted to do. And finally, I've gotten the chance to do that.
Yeah. And what a great life it seems like you're living. What a wonderful lifestyle for your children and for you.
It is. It's a very healthy life. It's challenging. I mean, growing food in Hawaii is very challenging, but it's also very rewarding too.
Okay, getting ready to wrap up. So if you could sum up your experience in one word with homesteading, what would it be?
Life. It's my life now, and I couldn't see doing anything different.
Nice. Very nice. Well, John, thank you so much. I appreciate you taking your time and participating in this interview.
Oh, my pleasure, Gloria. Thank you.
It was my pleasure too. Thank you so much, and I appreciate it. And you have a happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, and happy holidays to you.
Thank you. You too. Aloha.
Okay. Aloha.